What's going on? This is Dr. Rodney Ferguson, and welcome to another portion of the Judo Manifesto. I'd like to talk to you about how Judo is at this particular time, the current state of Judo. Right now, most people, they go to practice and they learn a throw a week. This week we're doing this throw, next week we're doing this throw. We start with a Osoto, then we go to a Goshi, then Harai Goshi. And that particular model of training has its benefits, okay? Especially in the beginning when you're just trying to expose people to a sport. When we're talking about winning, we need to put in a system or an approach. What I'm showing you right now is the system in which my particular program follows. And if you really look at judo, or if you really look at a judo match, most matches fall under this particular system as well, whether somebody knows it or not. Matches begin with hajime, then there's a grip sequence, then there's an attack. In and under the umbrella of attacks, a lot of people just think that an attack is a throw, but an attack can be a throw, it could be a knockdown, or it can be a skillful entry into newaza. A throw yields the following: either no score, wazari, or an ippon. If there is an ippon, the call is soramade. If there is not ippon, or there's no score or wazari, it falls into newaza. When it gets into newaza, there's either no score and a mate, ippon, soramade, wazari, and a mate. And then we go right back up to hajime, and we begin this order of operation again. We also have knockdowns and skillful entry into newaza, which put us into newaza. This newaza situation yields the same thing that this one does. Now, here's what we have to understand. This is a decision gate. These boxes here are what's called predefined processes. Predefined processes, which mean when you get here, you have to have a predefined process that you know, which is in place. Now, these newaza opportunities, as we've spoken before in the Judo Manifesto, they present themselves based upon various positions. Flat, turtle, person falls down to the side, they fall a certain way from a certain type of throw. Through your analysis of the throwing technique that you use, or the knockdown technique, or the skillful entry to newaza technique, you will then practice newaza from those particular positions for the move that you have, or the move that you're doing, or the situation that you find yourself in, to create a predefined process. Now, for me, in the beginning, I do something called the double belt pull, meaning anytime the person is flat, the number one read that I give my students in the beginning is double belt pull. Stand over top of the person, both hands in the belt, pull up, hooks in, and roll. I don't teach moves after that. I'm just teaching them a predefined process. When you see this particular mental representation should yield this: double belt pull, roll. And then we begin everything else. But that is the process. Why do I do that? Because in the beginning, I'm not concerned with the move as much as I am concerned with them mentally drawing these arrows, or putting these arrows in place. Meaning, every time a throw, a knockdown, or a skillful entry into newaza occurs, the process of transitioning into newaza should occur. And a lot of people train transitions by doing a move, and the move is what you transition to. The transition in of itself is a different thing. If you look at the three parts of a throw, you have your kazushi, you have the sakuri, and then you have the kake. You have the kazushi, the off balancing, you have the sakuri, which is the entry, and then you have the kake, which is the throw. So if we looked at the transitional part of newaza, you have the kazushi, the off balancing when the person falls. You have the sakuri part, which you enter into the newaza sequence, either with your leg in, your hand in, pulling the belt, beginning to roll. And then you have the kake part, where you're actually doing the move that's going to yield either some type of event, a successful event or a non-successful event, followed by a soramade or a mate. You have to practice. You have to practice the Sakuri. Most of us, when we say, okay, we're going to do Newaza Uchikomi, we don't really do Newaza Uchikomi. What we do are we do Newaza moves over and over and over again. Those aren't Newaza Uchikomi. The equivalent would be Tachiwaza Nagekomi. But you're not doing Newaza Uchikomi. You're not practicing just the entry part. You have to practice just the entry, just to put your leg in, roll. Double belt pull, hooks in, roll. You have to practice the arrows of connectivity, because what happens is you train all these moves. You train a throw, you train a Newaza sequence, but you don't train the pathway that puts the person there. You don't train the arrow part, which is important. And when you understand this, attacks are no longer attacks. The attacks and the arrows go together. The attacks and the arrows go together. Attacks should not be done as one-offs. Let's move me to another part. I want to check my notes here that I wrote down.